Well, hello! Is the crash of 1987 finally here for the stock market? Continue to find out.
What's going on, guys? So in all seriousness, is the 1987 stock market crash actually here? So first of all, I want to go into a couple things before we get into my opinion and my gut feeling that was interesting that made me even think of the 1987 stock market crash. You guys are going to want to hear that story. I'll get to it pretty quickly here, but first of all, in finance, Black Monday refers to Monday, October 19th, 1987. I'm reading off the chart here, when the stock markets around the world crashed. Let's see, the Dow Jones fell exactly 508 points, which you might think, okay, that's a nice little drop, but that's a drop in the bucket, right? Well, back then, that was actually 22% drop. You see, the stock market back then was like 2,300 points, not 24,000, not 25,000, not trying to climb to 26,000 points. So if we would have another crash, it's not going to be a little 508 point drop, because that's really not considered a crash. That's just a bad trading day or a bad trading week. A crash is going to be 1,000 point drop in a single day and then just continue to free fall from there. And if that would happen, given the state of our country with credit card debt and mortgages and high interest rate loans, a crash like that would be catastrophic for the economy and for just everyday people. So, to get into that, are we there yet? Depends on who you ask. Some people say we've been in a bull market since 2009, but you can't really go by that, because some people argue 2009 was the start of the bull market run. If that's the case, the stock market corrects every 6 to 8 years. Typically 7 years is about the time where the stock market decides it's time to correct itself and revalue and position how stocks are traded, and and there's a nice crash with that. Well, if you go by the people who believe 2009, we're approaching an all-time record of a bull market. Well, if you actually look at the charts in 2015 and 2016, we had some nice crashes. So a lot of people say that starts the new bull run. So you can argue back and forth which is which. It doesn't really matter in my book. My opinion, guys, is first of all, nobody knows when the stock market's going to crash. Everybody can predict and cry wolf as much as they want, but don't listen to anybody. If someone says, sell out now because it's going to crash, they don't know. It's just a wild guess. So what I'm going to go into with my story on what even made me make this video. First of all, I'm an investor. I also trade myself, so I'm my own broker. I buy and sell stock. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Too bad I didn't get into trading a long time ago when stocks were lower. But so I do a lot of day trades. That's how I make a little bit of extra income, nothing to brag about. And that's why this video is not really telling you guys to sell or buy or anything. It's just kind of a gut feeling that I had, and a weird, probably just a coincidence, probably means nothing, or it could mean everything. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, I was working today. I am a blue-collar man. I have a full-time job on the side of YouTube, on the side of Amazon, of selling stuff on eBay. I pretty much have my toes in everything. Never got into the stock market until probably 5-6 months ago. Started learning, so I've been learning ever since. So today I was working, and it's not uncommon for me to find money or objects laying on the ground. In fact, I'll show you the object that I found. But while I was working, I found a penny. It's heads up. Now the old wives' tale is if you find a penny that's heads up, it means good luck. I always tell my dad, that's who I work with, that if I ever find anything on the ground, it's good luck. Tails up or heads up, doesn't matter. So penny heads up, and I got this feeling. Normally, you know, if I find a penny on the ground, pick it up, put it in my pocket, and I put it in this box of stuff that I found over the years. Ever since 2013, I've been putting stuff in a box that I find on the ground. I did spend the money that I did save. I saved over $25 from 2013, but that's another story. Anyway, this penny, I got this feeling just to simply look at the date of the penny. So I looked at the date of the penny, it said 1987, and then all of a sudden I just got this feeling that I should look at the stock charts. Prior to this, I didn't know about the stock market crash of '87. I mean, we all know Great Depression and all that era and people talk about stock market crashes. I didn't know dates or specifics or anything. So I got this feeling, you know, okay, so for some reason I need to check the charts for 1987. Sure enough, I searched 1987 stock market. Everything that came up was overwhelmingly the crash. I started looking at the crash, and in October, almost late, it looks like the stock market started to crash in other countries October 19th from 1987, and then, you know, ended out October 29th, and it was pretty bad. It was a very bad crash. So does this have any indication on anything? Is it just coincidence? Is it just a weird feeling that I had to find this penny? Probably. Guys, it's probably nothing. Absolutely probably nothing. Today the stock market is down 300 points. That's probably just coincidence as well. It looks like it's rebounding now. It's down 191. So it's bouncing a little bit here. But I kind of got this feeling that it's going to crash now, but things are going to go up a little bit and give me time before October to sell some of my shares out and make some more money. And then I'm thinking of maybe just holding that cash in the brokerage account and just seeing what happens after October. That's just kind of a weird feeling I have. Now, again, that's probably nothing. There's probably a 1% chance that there's anything to my feeling or finding this penny or whatnot, but I often find when I find a penny on the ground, good things are coming, or I shouldn't say good things are coming, I'm on the right track with my thoughts. And it's kind of weird. I can go weeks without finding a penny, and then I can go and find a penny or a quarter or a dime or a nickel, and when I'm really trying my best in life, it seems like that's when I randomly find things on the ground while I'm working. Coincidence? Probably. Everything's probably just a coincidence. But who knows? I mean, it could happen. This could be the crash, or this could just be another thing. So that is my intake on this. What do I really think? I think I can't really say, like, well, it's going to crash. I'm not saying it's going to crash, but I have a feeling that something might be coming. And that's not because we're in a long bull run, if you go by the 2009ers. I just kind of have this little feeling. So I'm reading here. By the end of October, stock markets have fallen in Hong Kong 45%, Australia 41%, Spain 31%, United Kingdom 26%, the US 22%, and Canada 22%. New Zealand market was hit especially hard, falling 60%. And taken several years to recover. Let's see. The damage to the New Zealand economy was compounded by high exchange rates and the Reserve Bank refusal to loosen policies in response to the crisis. So, I don't know, guys. This is just kind of random video, random thoughts. And here's the penny, by the way. That I found on the ground. Okay, so my camera wants to see my face here. Let's block my face out. Maybe it'll zoom in. Alright, let me set the penny down and let's try to switch the camera around a bit. So, I do want to go over a couple other things in finance. Alright, let me tap this and try and refocus. For some reason, that is very strange. My camera will not let me focus. There we go, finally. It never acts like this. It won't let me show the date. That's not weird at all, guys. It's not letting me. My camera never has issues. This is a really high quality camera, so we're gonna go in the sunlight, but I never have issues on it zooming in, and for some reason it will not, even in the sunlight it's not focusing. There we go. Now we finally got a little focus, but it's still not. Okay, that's just weird. We're gonna ignore that and assume that's just weird and a coincidence that it will not focus on the date. That is strangely, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but that's just odd, I guess. Okay, another thing I want to go over, diversification of your portfolio is a good thing, but also a bad thing if you get too diversified. Warren Buffett often has anywhere from 30 to 50 different investments in his portfolio. I've watched over the years. Donald Trump had, I think he had like 100, anywhere from 70 to 100. Now when you have that kind of money, you can do whatever you want. I first started out being so crazy diversified with Robinhood, Stash, Acorns, and Betterment, which I wasn't a big fan of Betterment. Some people like it, not my cup of tea or my cup of coffee, which I really could use. When you day trade, you need your coffee. So being so diversified is okay. I now have Stash and Acorns for IRAs only. I love Stash and Acorns, I really do, and I've made a fair amount of money with Stash and Acorns, but I converted them just to my IRAs, just to kind of declutter things. So Robinhood is my main trader because I day trade when I can. You know, you have to have $25,000 or more to actually be an official day trader. So until I hit that milestone, I can only day trade every 5 days. So you can do 3 day trades within a 5-day rolling period. It sucks, guys. It really does suck. It limits you a lot, so that's why I try and day trade as much as I can, and then I kind of look over charts and study things from, so I buy the night before and then I sell in the morning or when it goes up the next day. I try and pinpoint that, but that is so hard because, for one, you never want to hold penny stocks because they're so volatile. You can lose your money overnight if you're in a bad company. So do your research on the company if you're going to invest in a penny stock. Penny stocks, technically $5 and under, some people consider a penny stock. So yeah, when I first started Robinhood, I had over 150 different investments in 150 different things, from Vanguards to iShares, mutual funds to REITs or REITs, whatever you want to pronounce them. Ooh, looks like we're making $60 on this company. This company I got so lucky with. See, what I do is I randomly search different things. I might search winter or win or WXP, and then I see any companies that come up. Then I look over their charts and I decide if I want to get into them. There was a summer, what is it? In fact, I just bought in it. I bought in it really quick the other day and I made $40 just like that. Summer Infant, never heard of the company, never knew nothing about them, bought in them because it was cheap. It was down to, where did I get into? We got in at $1.36. It's at $1.74 right now. I sold out at $1.65. You know, even though it's going up, I don't like holding stuff too long. But this one, you know, probably has good potential. I looked over the last history charts. I check out the 5, 10, 15 year if the company's been in business that long. And, you know, for this company, which we could get into, but that's a long other story. So that's kind of something I like doing. I search different companies, check out the stats, and I buy on the low, sell on a high. A lot of people like to buy on the low, sell on the maximum height, which is good. You can make more money, but it's more risky. And in my position in life, it's not risking money is not worth it at this point. So I was very diversified. I had over 150 different things, and that's too diversified. It's okay if you got $100,000 and you're diversified like that. That's okay if you manage it. I manage everything every day, and it just got to be a lot. So I cut myself down to 100 different ones. Now I'm trying to cut myself down. I want to stay within 50. Honestly, I would like to stay within 30 different businesses, but there's so many cool companies that I'm in that offer a lot of dividends that have been proven over history that they keep paying them. So it's hard for me to sell some of these stuff. Now Vanguards, I'm in a lot of Vanguard stuff and iShares, and one thing I notice every time the stock market crashes or has drops like 100, 200, 300 points, most of the Vanguards and iShares, they all drop with it. So it's a little hesitant on some of those things that I'm in, because if we do have a big stock market crash, yeah, they're going to be rough. It's going to be like I always say, a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath day. So we got another price alert. I got alerts on my phone, on the computer. So UWT is up 5% to $34. Yeah, we don't really care. I think I'm holding out on that one for a while, so we're making some money on that. But, and you know, they say 99% of the people in the stock market lose money, and that is so true. I lost money for so long being in it, and I almost gave up because it was very frustrating. But now that I know the ins and outs of things, I'm slowly recovering, and I'm making the money back that I had lost. So I'm almost breaking even from what I initially lost. Because when you get in it, you just kind of, you need to do your research, and you got to learn your method. You got to get a method down that works for you. You can't just listen to somebody else. You can't follow someone else that says, oh, buy this here and sell this there, because everybody has their own method. Everybody has their own risk tolerance. I thought I had a good risk tolerance when I first got into the stock market, and wow, I found out very quickly I did not. I lost $50 on one, and the thing about not having a risk tolerance, I sold out, and you don't lose money unless you sell out. That's the biggest thing people need to learn. You don't, even if you're losing $50 at the moment, that money's not lost until you officially sell it. So you have a choice. If you're down that low, do you try and buy in more? And that's where having a lot of money comes in handy. If you have X amount of money, you're fine. If you got 25, 35, 45 or more $1,000, and you got 10,000 in a company and it drops 20% or 5%, you can put more money in because you still got a cash pile, as long as the company is a good business. Now you need to watch companies and make sure it's a good business. For example, I was in Texas Roadhouse. Last week it crashed. I was losing $60. But I knew Texas Roadhouse overall the last 5 years, they've been doing really good. And I know this crash, why is it crashing? The earnings came out and it was a little lower than expected, but they still made like $1 million. So why did it crash? You know, who knows? But a lot of people would just sell out and move to another thing. But because I knew it was a good company, I bought in even lower. I sold other ones that I was making money on, bought in lower, and it went back up, and eventually made $75 on that stock. I would have made more if I held it, but I don't like holding too long, because you never know when the stock market's going to crash, which was the whole point of the video. But with that being said, everybody you need to learn your own method. Don't be afraid. First of all, don't go all in right away. And I think diversifying is very good. Maybe not 100 different things. Most people probably diversify with 15 different things at maximum. Me, with being in 99 right now, I'm trying to cut down to 50. It's hard to cut down to 50 because I'm getting paid on these dividends, and when you're getting $5, $6 from dividends, I was getting like $1 or $2 every couple days. In fact, I have a chart written down here. When I first started, I stopped writing dividends. Let me see here. So this was my first chart. As you can see the dates, it's not really that much money, but look at all those dividends that I was getting. Again, it's not that crazy amount of money, But look at all the 26. I was getting paid all these dividends from all these different companies, and it was awesome. It's awesome getting paid dividends, but one thing you have to realize, if you can't put a lot of money in that company, the dividends are only going to be like 24 cents, 44 cents, a dollar, 11 cents, 2 cents, 1 cent. So it's like, wow, that's cool, the dividends, but it's not worth it. It's just really not worth it. So this has, wow, been a much longer video than I really thought. I'm going to go put this penny in the bucket of stuff I found on the ground. 1987, you know, really anything to it, I really highly doubt it. I really doubt there's any coincidence. Gut feeling that told me to look at the date, because I never look at the dates when I find coins on the ground. And then to actually look up the stock market chart, that was kind of just coincidence, and why it wouldn't zoom in just now on the date, it's weird. But I don't know, maybe this video will go down in history as a freak, what do you call it, a freak, I don't know, a freak thing of predicting the future. Or this could just be another lost video on YouTube among the billions of videos. But the thing about, see, a lot of people, they'll have this feeling, and then they'll really hype it up. They'll say, God, you got to sell out, or this is real, this is gonna happen. I'm not one of those people. A lot of people, you know, when the volcano started erupting in Hawaii, that this is the end of the world, we're done, we're doomed. I'm not one of those people. Because like I always say, nobody knows when anything's going to happen. You don't know. Today could be your last day. I could be sitting here talking right now and for some reason have a stroke or a heart attack. I mean, heaven forbid, I'm only 28. Or an airplane could crash through the window as we're talking here, and that could be it. Or anything. Nobody knows nothing. You only know what you know. Think about that a little bit. You only know what you know, but nobody knows nothing. So guys, take care. Hope you guys have a great day. Right now I am in Ford, looking at Ford here. People were buying in at $10. I considered getting in at $10, but I'm glad I didn't. I originally got in at close to $11, but not many shares. I've been bringing my average down ever since. Looks like we hit, I think it's at its all-time low for the last... Okay, so all-time low, yeah, we're at the all-time low for the last year, right now at $9.78. The last 5 years, oh wow, we might even be at a 5-year low. Well, that's cool. Anyway, so we're actually at a 5-year low here, but the great thing about this is August always seems to be a down day or down month with car dealers. It's interesting. Okay, so my video exceeded its time, and every 20 minutes the video stops and cuts off. I was talking for like another 5 minutes without knowing that it stopped recording. So anyway, quick thing on Ford. I think Ford's gonna go up to $10.60, maybe $11.60 a share. So I think people got a good opportunity if they're buying it now. You might have to hold for a couple months. These trade wars are really killing car companies, but I think a lot of it is talk and hype. So we'll see what happens, but I think Ford's a good buy if you can get in under $9.90. Because I think you could definitely turn around and make 10 cents profit per share. Now, if you can't buy that many shares, 10 cents a share profit's really not worth it. But if you can buy a lot of shares, 10 cents adds up very quickly. If you make 20 cents a share, which if you buy as I'm talking, which this video is not going to be up for a couple days, maybe the price of Ford will be down. Looks like today it's been down 1.25%, which... And in the last week, it's down 2%. The last month, it's down 11%. Pity anybody who was buying up near the $12 range. That would have been pretty brutal. But anyway, guys, take care. If you got any questions, hit me up. I'm just an amateur. I have my toes in everything in life. Silver, gold, collecting things, YouTube, Amazon affiliate, selling stuff on eBay, Teespring, stock market, having a full-time job, being married, managing a house, bills, everything. That's just me, you know, always doing something. Take care, guys. And also, guys, it would mean a lot to me if you go subscribe to my channel. And also, click the little icon here to turn on notifications. That way, anytime I upload a new video, you guys get to see it. So, thank you guys very much, and enjoy the rest of the video, or check out all my other videos.